Hello and welcome to Hixxy Studio. In this video I'm going to show you how to make this party time card. We're going to be using the Aall Creations Sweet Girls fashion frame. So there's a whole collection of things in the Sweet Girls range. This is the frame, and the sentiment comes from the Trimcraft sentiment die collection. Okay, so we're going to start by cutting the frame, and we're going to cut it in black card. So I'm going to take the die and move that out of the way, and I'm going to put the frame down, and I'm going to tape it down so that it doesn't move. Now I always give myself a little bit of room to make sure I can put the tape down, but you don't need a whole piece of card for this. You can just use a little bit. Okie dokie. So we're going to put that into our Gemini and pass that through the machine. Okay, so created the look by doing a little bit of paper piecing in a similar way you might do it with stamps, but we're going to do it with die cuts. So once this comes out, we can get, so that bit's fallen out already. We'll take the tape off, and we are going to just pop this out of the die. The bit's fallen out already, which is good. There. Actually, no, I can use that little bit of sentiment. Right, I'm just going to run my die cleaning brush over the top, start popping out some of the bits from the die. Okay. Ooh, I'll clean up that in a minute. And then my poker tool. Out. Okay, comes very nicely out. Okay, a few bits left in the die, but we can clean that later away. And then there's just a few little bits in here, which we're just going to pop on through. Quite a lot of little bits, so depending on the pressure of your machine, you might want to run it through a couple of times. I think we've got all the bits up there. Right, let's remove all of that. Okay, so what I did next was take the same die, which I just got rid of. I used the same die, and I just went excuse me, I just went through my scraps box. We all have them. I have two. I have one for large bits and I have one for smaller bits. So I went through my box of bits, and I used them to cut this out a few more times. Now the top one, it wasn't from scraps. This is if I get this one. This one is Foundations Slate Grey Pearl card, and I wanted that because I wanted a sort of a metal effect for some of these pieces. And then as you can see, it doesn't even need to completely fit. I mean, this bit didn't have a bit here, but as long as you've got enough bits to cut things out, that's all you need. And we're just going to snip into it. Now, it's up to you how you do it, which bits you take out, which bits you leave in. I'm going to start with the slate grey one, and I'm going to, if you can see on here, I did the top of the mirror, the glasses, the hair straighteners and the phone. And probably this time I'm actually going to cut out the handle as well for both of those, because that got a little bit fiddly. So I'm using a small pair of scissors, and I'm just going to go in here. Now, it's up to you. When I did it the first time, I thought, oh, I'm not going to cut the flowers out, but actually I think I will this time, purely because it makes it a little bit more seems to sort of flow a little bit better, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to cut round there, cut that bit off there, around here, and then on the base of the handle, cut this bit off because I don't really want that bit, but we'll keep that little flowery bit there. Okay, so there's my first bit, and that's going to sit over on there. Okay, so the next bit I want is the comb. So we're going to cut this one here. Like I say, it's up to you. You could just choose to cut the flower bits out. It's entirely up to you as to how much or how little of this you want to do. And I think I've just cut most of the handle off of that again. I think that's what happened last time. I kind of half did it and then realised I'd left most of the handle, but we'll go with that. In fact, I'm just going to take that little bit off there to straighten that up a bit. There we go. There's our comb. And then my phone, the phone is down here. So we'll just cut around there. And I'm not going to take the flower this time. So I'm just trying to make sure you can see that. And that bit across there. So there's our phone. Now, the bits you don't use this time, you can always keep, because you can always kind of mix this up in terms of what bits you do in what design. So I think I'll leave the flower in this time. Do something slightly different. And I just cut part of, I just realised I've cut part of the wire off, but we're all right. We'll go there. Okay. Did I do any more bits in the slate? No. So, okay. So, yeah, like I say, you can keep hold of these pieces because you could do another one with the bag and the dress and the shoes in the grey. So let's put that to a side and bring in my other ones. Now, I did 3. I did a neutral one, a more coloured one, and then a quite a poppy sort of pattern. I'm going to use this really one, I think, for the dress and the bag. And then I'm going to do perhaps the shoe and the boot in this one. Okay. But it's a case of, oh, what do you fancy doing? Okay, so we're going to cut the dress out. We're going to come in here, shoulder. Don't really want the hanger. So we're going to come around there. Cut that little bit off. And then I'm not going to take that flower. Ooh. Oh dear. 4 fingers and thumbs when it's on a video. Okay, so I am going to keep these flowers. I did try it the first time without them, and it did look a bit odd. So I had another go and put the flowers in. There we go, and then I'll take this bit off. Actually, we'll take that flower off. Sorry, I'm just thinking as I go. It's one of those things that you can do. You can do multiple different ways. So whichever way you feel like you want to do it at the time. And if you do it more than once, you'll change the way you do it. I can guarantee that because I know I have. Okay, and then this is coming up just with the sleeve there. Oh, I did that pin too. So there's my mirror. Oh, I know what I didn't do the silver. I didn't do the glasses, so we'll grab that back out in a minute. So there's my dress, my party dress. And the bag is up here. And this is another one that I didn't take the flower last time, but I'm going to take it this time. Part of it. And I think we'll take that flower as well. I can always chop these off in a minute if I look at it and go, ooh, don't like that. Okay, so there is the bag. It does look like the bag's got ears, so I might take that off. I might take I might take those off. Don't ask me why I think that. It just looked like it got a pair of ears on it there. I'm taking this off. We'll take the one at the bottom off as well, so I've done that. There we go. There's the bag. That's a little bit better. Okay. And then the shoe, which is here. Very nice stiletto heel there. Come down. Front there. And yeah. And then just sort of come a little bit across there. And then there's your heel. Oh, not trimmed it there. There's our shoe. And then the boot is here. There is embossing. This is a bit of a shiny card. You won't be able to see it, but there is some embossing. So it does kind of help you to see where these bits should actually go. So there's our boot. And I'm going to grab the slate again and do the glasses, which are here. Let's cut up around there. Read that bit, and we'll go up into there and cut that bit of the flower. So I'm very aware that when I'm cutting fiddly little bits, it's hard for me to hold it to the camera. Right, so we'll put all these bits away. Like I say, don't necessarily throw them away. Unless you know you're not going to do it again, but it's worth having them. You can mix and match it. Right, so now we need to get our glue. So I'm getting a piece of scrap paper. My glue, whoops. Oh, well, that could be tricky. Oh, there we go. My glue in my fine tip applicator and my tweezers. There's a lot of little fiddly bits here. Let's start with the dress. Just gonna hold on, turn it over, and put some glue. Some of these bits are nice. Got a nice sort of largish area that you can get some glue. Some of them are a little bit finer. So I'm just going to dab that off. I'm going to grab another piece. This is just offcuts of photocopy of paper from when I printed things and not needed the whole lot. I'm going to put that on, and then I'm going to put this piece on top just so that I can good old push down on there. It's a good idea, particularly when after a while you get gluey hands, and if you're trying to push it with your hands, you're almost gluing it back to your fingers. Right, the bag. Again, nice big areas here to put some glue on. A little bit thin around there. So dab it off a bit and then place it onto your bag. Paper and rub that over. Okay. As we're up there, let's do the comb. I'm not even going to try to put glue on those bits. It's enough that it's on the back there. Oh, make sure I got it in the right place. There. And glasses. Sunglasses, I would imagine. Not ordinary ones, maybe. You could really go to town if you want. You could paper piece every single little bit if you felt so inclined. I thought it was just nice to pick out some of the bits to make them pop off of the black frame. Okay, so this bit is a little bit more. Let's see, lots of fine little bits. You get some glue on it all to help it stick. Block that off, and then place that one on. There we go. There's the mirror. I'll press that down in a moment. We have I feel like I've lost something. The boots walked away, but we've got him back. Maybe. There we go. Okay, let's do the hair straighteners. If I can grab hold of it. So again, glue. Sorry, I don't know why I did the do. There we go. That one goes on there. Yeah. The phone. No, nice big area for glue on that one. I mean, there are other bits that you could cut up. I think there's a makeup brush there, and probably some sort of hair curler thing there. Not really into doing my hair, so I'm not 100% sure. Dresses and shoes, but not so much the hair stuff. There we go. And last but not least, the boot. So there's all our little pieces added onto the basic black frame. Okay. So, just like the bits and pieces, the piece of paper I've used behind it is also from my scrap box. So I managed to get the same sort of corner left on the thing. Now, this is a very big pattern, and I liked it because when I go through my scraps boxes, I'm always looking for trying to match colours, and I picked out the sort of the peachy colours here and the purple colours here, and this particular piece had both, but it is quite a big pattern. So let's stick this on, and I'll explain then what I did just to to tone it down a little in the middle. And you can do this anytime you've got like something that is the right colour, but it's just a little bit too sort of forward. This is a good way of dealing with it. So what I've got is a piece of just plain vellum. Now, if you don't have vellum in your stash, and you don't want to be perhaps buying expensive vellum, then you can use, so I'm just finding a rubber because I can see my pencil marks. You can use the clear tracing paper. Some tracing paper is a bluey colour. But if you have the sort of the clear one, and can you see it just kind of takes away some of the sort of impact of that that pattern, which then allows the frame to be more visible. Okay, so I've cut the vellum so that it fits just inside the frame. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put lid on that one. I'm going to just dab some glue on the larger areas, just so the vellum sticks. Now, if it does squish a bit through, it won't make a difference because this is the Cosmic Shimmer, the acrylic glue that dries clear. Just need enough that is going to stick. So I'm just going round, little dots, just enough so that I know it's going to stick. Okay, so like I said, I cut it just smaller than the outside edge of the frame, but just large enough that it is on the frame, so I could use that as an anchor point. Okay, and I'm just going to get my clean piece of give it a good press down. You can see the glue bits, and that is one of the reasons we don't like to using that quite often we're a bit worried about using glues and things with vellum, but even if that didn't dry clear, it won't show because it's all behind. Okay, so now I'll put more glue over the top of this, pretty much in the same sort of places as I put it for the vellum, and this will then stick onto the card. And then I thought with it all with all the dress and things, I thought it looked like someone was getting ready for a party, which is why I went for the party time sentiment from the trim craft set. Okay, so we're going to put this down. Central there. So you see we've still got the pattern, but it's just taken it down, or knocked it back, I think is the term that we use, knocked it back, so that it's not so in your face. And then I have already used the party time die. I've cut sort of a shadow, and that was out of the same one. In fact, it was from this waist bit there, and the same with the party time. So we'll get those stuck on. Yeah, it could just be a happy birthday card or with love card. If you've got alphabet dies, you could do the personalize it, put the person's name in the middle, whichever you feel. I didn't hold on to that the right way. Whatever sentiment you want. This is where I'm like, did I actually put that card the right way around? Oh, yes. Okay. So we're going to put that in the middle. So a little drop shadow. Same for our black version to kind of coordinate with the base card and the base of the frame. There we go. Party time, and finish it off. It's a nice nice girly card there. I'm going to use a little bit of glue gel. Yep, it's working, and attach a little bow. Just move the bits out of the way. So there we go, our party time card. 2 different colorways. You can do it whatever color you like. Yeah, using the really lovely. Oh, I've lost the die. Oh, it's over here. Using the lovely fashion frame, and all my scraps come too. Like, we want to be in the shot. They're the lovely fashion frame from Aall Creations. Okay, thank you for joining me.